Oh, let me turn this down. But what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be... Oh, let me fix that. Today we're going to be reacting to a video and playing some games in the background. I thought, you know, I just got my capture card. I'm trying to look for my other shoe. I literally just... Fuck. I found one of my shoes right here, but let's just get into the video, bro. We're going to just play the game and watch the video. I'm probably not gonna start the game for a while, but yeah, it's gonna put me in the game. Never mind. But here we go.
And Jenkins stuff, because I've come to the unfortunate realization that my last video on this topic was like 10% of what's actually wrong with this family, unfortunately. Since then, we've learned that Stephanie, who by the way is the mother.
Oh yeah, and I watched the first one, so move this out the way. I watched the first one, so we're on like. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, I found my other shoe. We watched the first one, or I watched the first one by myself, so we're gonna be watching the second part of this series on this family right here. But here we go, we're gonna get into it.
In question, who runs the account. Yeah, well, her mother is also on TikTok, and needless to say, is very unhappy with how her grandchildren are being treated. We've also got more of Andrew's exes speaking out about their experiences with him.
I threw him a birthday party, and he went off with his homeboys, and they did X, Y, and Z. And then that's where the problems came.
The two parents also faked a divorce despite it being revealed that they've been lying about being married in the first place. There's also a whole host of response videos on the Resilient Jenkins account to all the recent drama.
Take the understanding that Jesus died for everybody.
And most shocking, we've been given the inside scoop of Stephanie's ex-husband, who she married and had kids with, despite him being convicted with some of the worst crimes in the book. So stay tuned for all of that, baby, because it's all in this video. But before that, we need to address the elephant in the room here. I have reached 100,000 subscribers. The goal was to reach it before my birthday, and you fucking smashed that out the water. In fact, it wasn't even to reach it before my birthday, it was the end of the year, and then we realized that it would be too easy, so we changed it to the end of my birthday. And fucking hell, I can't...
Yo, can I have some help? Thank you.
Me.
He's almost dead.
More on that at the end, but we've got a video to make here. Although, if you didn't know that, and you are new here, feel free to join us. It's a good community to be a part of. Okay, so we'll just go to the base.
Come on!
Because as messed up as that sounds on paper,
yo, I'm being jumped.
When you look at the execution as well, which is becoming a running trend with this family, I found. By the way, guys,
I guess my team will go to the base.
Swear in this one because my last video broke the swear count. Like, I think that is the most I've sworn in an hour in my whole life. So we'll see how long it takes for me to become unglued. I had no idea the first baby mama even existed. Guys, please, I'm ready to leave this man right in this one bedroom of mine he took over. Okay, that's lie number one. We'll talk more about this later, but it's been revealed that Andrew was the one who owned this one bedroom initially and was living there with his kid, and then Stephanie Jenkins, well, not even... her last name's not even Jenkins, but once again, we'll get onto that later. The law is insane, by the way, for this video. But
yeah, just fucking hide the whole time.
Not the other way around. So that's lie number one. I guess lie number one would be her not even knowing that the baby mama existed. He definitely did. Like, where else could Andrew's son possibly have come from? It's not Minecraft. It doesn't just spawn in. Andrew certainly can't just push him out of his cock. Like, obviously there was a baby mama, you fool. Look at my pinned post. The pinned posts from her account now are the same as they've always been. So they've either deleted it or are lying again. I need help with the deposit so me and my children can move. Okay, I don't like where this is going because not only are you lying about divorcing with Andrew, but if you go where I think you're gonna go, you are entering illegal and scamming territory. You're already borderline scamming people with the Amazon wish list, which is just full of bullshit. But if you actually go and ask people for a deposit for the new house because you're breaking up with Andrew when you're not, when you're lying, that is illegal. I mean, I don't know what the laws are like in Portland, but it definitely should be illegal. It's incredibly scummy at the very least. But no, Drew will not be coming with us. He doesn't know yet, but I would like to do it as fast as I can. I mean, if he didn't know, he would know the second you put the post up, because he lives in the same house as you. He's gonna see the TikToks. Why am I dissecting? We all know it's a bunch of fake shit. She probably knew as well. It's probably just rage bait, if we're being honest here. So far, I've raised $7. If anyone wants to help, please watch my first video on my page. anything helps. I'm devastated and ready to leave. Thank you all for opening my eyes. You're welcome, Les. My brother agreed to help me move everything within 2 hours. Drew works till late at night. If I get this place, I plan on having my brother move me and my kids' stuff while Drew is gone. I honestly didn't think this would be my life, but I'm glad you guys showed me who he really is. I didn't grow up with love, so when I feel like I have it, I'm blind. Also, I've been able to make almost 2K on Facebook Reels, but that doesn't pay out until the end of next month, and that's what I'll be using for December's rent. So hopefully if I keep posting, I'm able to keep paying rent without a man's help, but I'm already at the lowest point of my life, honestly. I have to get away from this man. I don't know how much longer I can keep it tougher. Anything helps, guys. Cash App, and then keep the Cash App there. I'm $1,343 short from the deposit. I do have the rent if I move in first, just need help with the deposit again. Anything helps. Thank you. I mean, I really didn't think it could get any worse from the last video, but now she is legitimately scamming her audience. There's so few genuinely sympathetic people on her side that support her channel for the reasons that she wants the channel to be supported, and she is exploiting those people. She doesn't even like them. She doesn't even care about the fans that actually enjoy her content and want to support her. She's just exploiting them. At least with the Amazon wishlist, there's like a clear transaction. It's like, hey, you give me 50 eggs and then they'll come to my door and we will use the eggs to eat scrambled eggs. It's like working with a prostitute. You go in, you pay 50 euros, you get your blowjob and you fuck off, right? We know exactly what we're getting. Not comparing her to a prostitute. Fuck me, I could have worded that better. Moving on swiftly. But with this post here, you're not even being honest about the money you're receiving and where it's gonna go. What are you actually gonna spend that money on? Probably a gaming keyboard or some bullshit. But don't worry, guys. Rest easy. It gets even worse. I have good news, guys. Ooh, I love
Oh my gosh, bro. Where the fuck my whole team go, right?
Definitely an upgrade.
Literally fighting the whole team.
You've already said this like 5 times. I will post everything over the next few days if we're able to come up with the rest of the deposit. They want $1,350 for the deposit,
I'm about to just
which
be
is
an
the same as the
asshole.
rent, and we can move in on the 1st. We have the $1,350 for the rent, but we need help with a deposit of $1,350. If everyone sent even $1, we would greatly appreciate it. I know we have a lot of hate right now, but there's a blessing awaits. Sorry, I keep fucking stuttering. It's difficult reading bullshit. So if you find it in your heart to help, our Cash App is... I'm not even gonna put the Cash App in this video. Fuck you, I'm blurring that. Also, those who donate will get a thank you on my story. God bless. So many lies were told in this story. Mean post. Put the number of lies like there. How many lies did she tell? So there you go, on top of being a horrible mother, a horrible influencer, a horrible person, a horrible cat.
Oh my gosh! I haven't got healed once.
Scammer, but she's one of the worst types of scammers as well, because there's scammers that call you and try to trick you into
This
giving
nigga
you
is
money.
literally
But
healing
those scammers aren't
fucking
preying
Punisher,
upon
bro.
nice people, they're preying upon gullible people. This one here preys upon gullible people, yes, but also nice people. She's exploiting those who are both dumb enough, but also kind enough to actually donate to a family in need. And that's really, really scummy. Like, that makes me genuinely quite uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable asking people to donate to my Patreon. But, you know, whilst we're here, I could not fucking imagine asking my viewers to just send me money because I wanted to move house and then not even move house, especially under like the false presupposition that they're gonna fund my
Yes,
5
heal
children's
me,
lives.
please.
My 5 children will remain secret. The internet will never see them. That's a joke, by the way. You don't have 5 children. Don't you worry your tiny little fucking head. I have 8. Anyway, next we should talk about the man that Stephanie was with before Andrew, right? Her ex-husband. You see this wee old chap here? There's an article about him.
Yo, what the fuck is my team doing?
You know, bring peace to your valley. Did he build a big castle out of salmon? We'll read the article.
Wow.
26-year-old registered
My
sex
team's
offender
kinda
from
ass.
Washington is being held without bail after he was charged with kidnapping and sexually abusing a child under 14 in Marion County. Jeremiah Christian Thompson was arrested on a warrant by Salmon police on April 6th and charged with 2 counts of first-degree sexual abuse, first-degree unlawful sexual penetration, and first-degree kidnapping. Thompson allegedly kidnapped and sexually abused the victim, who was under 14, on March 17th in Marion County, according to court documents. Now, as I'm sure you can already kind of
Is that
this
Venom
man
on my
here
team?
is
Just running after one person that's up there? Come
a lot of
on,
people
bro.
have been giving her shit for this. A lot of people have been saying, why would you marry this person and have kids with them? And on one hand, I definitely
No
see
fucking
why,
help
because,
at all,
well, we'll talk
dude.
more about it later. She definitely knew that he was a wrong.
It's like they don't see the guys that are behind them shooting
you have
them.
to have some sympathy for someone who's
At
in a
all.
relationship
They don't
with
even
someone
feel
as
it.
horrible as this man, because we know she is a
What the
domestic
fuck is going
violence
on?
survivor, and it doesn't really take a genius to make the assumption, the educated
You
assumption
guys gotta
that
push out.
this
We
man
got
was probably
3
the one abusing
seconds.
her. I mean, he doesn't seem exactly like the most upstanding member of society, does he? As much as I don't want to, veer into the territory of victim blaming, I don't want to blame Stephanie for being in such a horrid relationship, but there is some responsibility that she needs to take. I'll explain why. Before that, though, shout out to this TikTok account here, because a lot of the information I'm getting now is from them.
Lord,
They're like the
I'm
first ones to
standing there
report on this stuff,
beating
and
on them.
If you want updates, they're the place to go to, probably. But yeah, when this crime was announced,
Shitty
Stephanie
team.
made a TikTok announcing it and, sort of saying how disappointed she was and how horrified she was that an ex-husband of her would do something so genuinely heinous, like evil, like this. However, you have to imagine how much of that surprise is genuine when you consider what this man was up to before they had even met and what she knew about him before going into the relationship with him. Because before they had, met, he was already guilty of doing the same thing to another child. Actually, scratch that, 2 other children. At the age of 15, Thompson sexually assaulted a 7-year-old girl known to him. When he was 16, Thompson attempted to sexually assault a 60-year-old female known to him. He was convicted of communication with a minor for immoral purpose and to 4th-degree assault with sexual motivation. In 2012, at age 19, Thompson sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl. That was all known by Stephanie before she made the conscious decision to have 2 children with this man. Now, you might...
That is crazy. That is fucking crazy. Why would she do that? She's literally, I don't even know, man. This shit kind of made me mad too when I was fucking watching it, dude. It just pissed me off. Like, really? Well, let's get back into it.
I caught that there if you're a little bit astute, but one of the victims was a 60-year-old woman who...
60-year-old?
It was a mother. More specifically, his mother. And once again, Stephanie, knowing all of this, thought, yeah, this is a good person to make the father of my children. I mean, nothing says good father material like a man who doesn't respect children or mothers.
his mothers.
I mean, no respect is truly an understatement. This is without doubt one of the sickest individuals that we have covered on this channel. So much so that it's making me wildly uncomfortable, and I want to move on as quickly as possible. I will say though, I was speaking this section when I...
Why? I'm like so confused. Hold on, I'm gonna move this right here. I'll let you see the teammates' comments and everything. You guys can still see me hitting shit. But why? Why is this story just getting worse and worse and worse?
Ex-husband, they're still husband and wife. Like, she is still legally married to this man and has been lying about being married to Andrew. Stephanie's full name is Stephanie Thompson, the same last name as this bloke. I'm not going to accuse her of wanting to remain married with him. I think that would be way too much of a reach. But it is an important part of the story nonetheless, so I'll tell it to you. Okay, we'll move on now to Stephanie's mother's TikTok account. Because yeah, as a result of her granddaughters being treated so horribly, she has made an account almost in response to it, where she posts mainly political content. Like, she doesn't actually comment on the situation in the videos, but in the comment section she does. So this post here is the closest she comes to addressing the situation directly. She says, "I'm not going to stop until I can say that I am not scared for my granddaughters." Now you might think that because it's like a political based account she's making some sort of statement about, American politics, but no, because she's responding to comments about the situation with stuff like this. She even says that she feels broken by her being unable to actually intervene as much as she does. I mean, who can blame her? She is watching her flesh and blood, her granddaughters, be treated like shit. People are urging her to do something about it, to which she replies, "Trust me, if I could, I would." And I believe her. Frankly, there's nothing much she can really do. She even says as much here. First of all, what makes you think I haven't reported her? And second of all, do you have any idea how little rights grandparents have? Now, I'm not too sure about the whole situation with rights in America, but I would assume that the mother has a lot more rights than the grandmother, so that makes sense to me as well. You just gotta feel sorry for this woman. But it is interesting that even Stephanie's own mother doesn't agree with any of her shit. And I will say, actually, when I was researching for the first video, I scrolled back way early on in her TikTok page. She was talking about falling out with her sister. She doesn't really talk with her sister anymore either. So it seems to me like Stephanie just doesn't talk to anybody in her family apart from the new ones that pop out of her pussy every now and then. But the family that she grew up with, the family that raised her and created her, she's abandoned completely. Or maybe they've abandoned her. She doesn't exactly seem like the nicest family member to have around. Although she does make a good meal every now and then. So maybe she's that person that on Thanksgiving, they enter the room with like, a big tray covered in foil and you're like, yes,
oh, no, you're not hitting me with that maximum force, you fucking idiot. Weed.
But she's such an arsehole. I don't even know if
Oh,
it's
no. They got me.
People like that, by the way.
Yes, so Stephanie's mom was in my live yesterday and actually did confirm that the apartment that they live in was Drew's apartment originally, with just him and his son. Then Miss Stephanie came over with her 2 kids and invaded Mr. Drew's son's space.
That's the Brittany account once again, talking about, the mother's account. She was in her live and basically explained the whole situation, as she said right there. So yeah, dwelling on what we were talking about earlier, the apartment, my English is coming out, was originally for Andrew and his 1 kid, and then Stephanie decided to trudge along with her 2 fucking children, tripling the goddamn workload. I mean, could you imagine being that 1 kid who lived there before everyone else moved in? It's like, fucking hell, what are all these intruders doing all of a sudden? And I have a strong suspicion that even back when it was purely father and son, only one of them was able to helm the king-size bed. I'll let you decide who I think was helming.
That's crazy.
I think it was Andrew, just to be clear, guys. What's worse is that Stephanie lived in a 3-bedroom with her mother before this with those 2 children. What's worse is that Stephanie and her 2 original children lived with her mother in a 3-bedroom apartment before this decision.
And then before this, Stephanie's mom confirmed that Stephanie lived with her mom. They had a 3-bedroom apartment. So she took her kids out of their comfortable 3-bedroom apartment where they had more than enough space and threw them.
Man, their healers are doing a fucking godly job right now.
Why would you do that to your kids?
So it's not even like she was forced into a poverty-stricken, hopeless scenario where she was homeless out on the street or evicted from her house or a close family member died or some other weird, horrible circumstance happened that affects a lot of people. She just has a habitual knack for choosing to make her and her children's lives as difficult as humanly possible so she could go back to her mother at any given time and stop the suffering that her children are undoubtedly
Making mac and
facing.
cheese from beginner to
I don't
close.
give a fuck about your mac and cheese. You ruined my take. That was a good take as well. I'm not redoing it. Fuck you. That does look good though. I can't lie. It does look good. Okay, now I want to sort of caveat that entire section on the mother with this. I don't know for sure if Stephanie's mother is a good person. None of us do. The only people that do are her, Stephanie, and the people directly involved in that situation and know Stephanie's mother directly. We genuinely have no idea. This could all be a facade. She doesn't have much public presence. She only has a couple of TikToks where she talks about politics or whatever. We truly don't know. That's just the facts. And everyone with a horrible mother knows, I'm sure people watching this, statistically, there's going to be some people watching this with, mothers that they don't particularly get along with. One of the most annoying parts about having a mother that is shit is that when a friend is over or when other people are around, all of a sudden, they're the best mother in the world. Shit mothers are usually great actors and they're very good at pretending to be great people when they have to. So I don't want to say anything like it's a fact here because I just don't know her. We know enough about Stephanie to know that she's a shit person, right? Based on the videos she makes, the position that they're in, the lies she tells, the scams she promotes. We know she's a shit person, right? As much as we don't know her personally, we know enough to know that she is a bad person. Like to her core, but we don't know enough about her mother to make that same stipulation. At least in my opinion. You can tell me if you think I'm chatting shit here, but I think I'm being reasonable. Okay, now let's move on to one of Stephanie's recent responses to this whole drama, like everything coming to light.
What's her response?
All
What's her
we've ever had in
response?
mind was our children's best interest and making good memories with them no matter our circumstances. Maybe by her logic, if we big brain it a bit, more children means more memories, which means more good memories. Yippee! I'm not impressed. Anyway, moving
Probably
on to
not for the
captain.
children.
I refuse to let all of this
I lived on one
blind
bedroom.
fact that we've done everything.
Wasn't
nothing
fun.
rather. Fuck me. Sorry, my bad. Once again, it is very difficult reading incoherent.
I had to watch
fucking
PBS Kids
bullshit
all day,
but
every
put
time I
your
got in
kids
trouble.
first with every
Shit hurt.
choice you've made.
I hate
I'm
that
not
shit.
denying that you put your kids first, but not their best interests. You put them first for like you know, murderers, stealers. Why else would you have them right next to the front door? You put your kids first for whatever random stranger decides to trudge into your door whenever you forget to lock it one day. I know this has happened in my family quite a bit. We have like 3 locks now because of it. One time, I left the door unlocked and some bloke knocked on the door and went, "Oi!" And I walked outside and you know what he was you know what he was saying? He was like, "Just so you know, this door's unlocked. You need to fucking sort that shit out in the future, mate, because if I was a bad boy, I could have walked in and killed your entire family." And I was sat there as like an 8-year-old like, "Oh, alright then, mate. Yeah. I feel very comfortable right now." I mean, he was right in what he was saying, to be fair. Like, he had a point. Maybe he did the right thing there. Including the bedroom, which we do not need to explain to anyone. Why'd you bring it up then? And why do you keep bringing it up? They talk about it a lot. You'll see it more later in this video, but they always bring up the bedroom, even though they supposedly don't want to talk about it. And you're having another kid. Where's this new one gonna sleep? The fucking bathtub. I mean, you clean your cat's litter tray and shit in the bathtub, so you might as well put your kid there. It's probably the cleanest bed in the fucking house, to be honest with you. The bathtub where you clean your cat's shit and piss is unironically probably cleaner than the kitchen floor. Drew is the furthest thing from a deadbeat father. No, he couldn't be any closer to the definition of a deadbeat father. Staying involved in a child's life when every bit of that involvement is controlled by the other parent in the matter makes it incredibly difficult for an individual to stay involved in that child's life. Just a reminder, Stephanie, that your boyfriend doesn't want to pay child support and that he doesn't want to get a W-2 job so that he has an excuse to not pay child support, and that his decision after not paying child support is to have more childs. And for some reason, you are encouraging and facilitating his decision to have more childs. Because for some reason, you just have monkey breeding brain. Ooh, this goes in here, and then a person comes out. It's magic! God, isn't it so fucking cool that when you put your dick inside of me, a whole human being just emerges? Let's do it again. I want to see that shit again. I mean, why else would you be doing it? This is a bit rogue. I don't know if I should be this weird about it. Moving on, man, moving on. I just can't imagine why you would have more children if you were thinking pragmatically. It's like, it's a real human being's life. It's not a customizable Skyrim character. You should probably think rather practically if you're making a big decision, like, you know, having a child. It's not an order at McDonald's. You're actually... This will mean something. There's consequences here. Also, guys,
bro, am I not getting healed?
Drew isn't a deadbeat.
Oh, my healer's killing
he's
people.
To start a
Nice.
car tire detailing business. And as we all know, those car tire detailing businesses are notorious for spawning the world's most affluent people. It's avant-garde, isn't it? Because you'd expect him to, you know, detail the car, maybe paint the car, but fuck the car, fuck the rest
Oh
of the
my
car.
god,
Fuck the
somebody
part of the car
follow
that
me
you
all
can
the way
actually
up here. My
customize.
character doesn't
I'm gonna
move fast
customize
enough.
the trendiest, most customizable
I didn't even
bits
see
of
that
the
dude
car,
behind me.
the fucking tire. Andrew, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, you need to hear these words. You're a bum. Grow a pair of bollocks and fulfill your responsibilities as a father. Also, delete your channel. Okay, one thing I didn't mention in the last video that I should have, and a lot of people pointed out, were the amount of fleas, bed bugs, and lice that were rummaging about their house because of the awful state that it's in, no doubt aided by their cats, which we'll talk about more later as well, because some people had some comments about the cats that I want to address. I mean, look at this poor lad's legs, like, this is just horrific. And whatever your opinion is on the cats, there's no denying that the cats are partially the reason why the kid's skin is suffering so much. Obviously not the cats directly, but it's mainly the family's inability to take proper care of the cats because of their financial situation that is partially their own fault because they keep making babies. One thing that I did get wrong in my last video, however, was the amount of cats. I thought there were 2. Well, have a look at this. So I thought it was 2, but it was actually 4 fucking cats that they own. With plans
4
to get
cats
more.
in a
He
1
bought 3
bedroom
cutters
with
for
4
strays.
kids.
The house is
About to be
without a doubt
5.
stinky as fuck and inhospitable because of these cats. I mean, they are directly or indirectly damaging physically the inhabitants that live at the house. Like,
Bro,
it's
stop
ruining their
fucking
skin.
shooting!
The fleas and the lice and the bed
Ew!
bugs that dirty cats are attracting, which is no doubt
What is this
aided by the
motherfucker
just
doing? The
amount of
shark!
dirt that is already in the house without the cats. Like, the house is dirty enough as is. When you add 4 cats on top of that, fuck me, what a dirty place that house is. It's not healthy for anybody involved. And this is why I want to address the comments I got in my last video, because I was very demanding, for lack of a better word, that they should get rid of the cats. I was insistent that they should get rid of the cats. That's a better word, insistent. I got a lot of comments.
Of course, his
about
fucking
how
Hiller's like
all cats
hilling the
are
shit
like
out of
that,
him.
they feel
My
like
Hiller's not
that.
doing
No
fucking
matter what
goddamn
position
knows
they're in,
what.
they just never get rid of the cats that they own because it's like their family. And I get that.
His Hiller's just on fucking lock. My Hiller's going up in there and fighting. Come on, yeah, there we go. Finally Hill. And he uses his old on
only
me.
works to a certain
Noise.
extent, right? Like if you're in a poor financial
Noise.
situation, that's one thing. That's one reason to not get rid of the cat because you love it so much. But if you're in a poor financial situation with 5 children, 3 other cats, and your children are being physically harmed.
Oh my
by
gosh, their
dirt
Hillers
in the
are
area
going
that is
crazy
impossible
right
to
now.
clean consistently,
Wish my Hiller was going
partially
crazy.
as a result of your 4 cats. I am rather unmoving in the opinion, considering all of that they should get rid of the cats, or at the very least. Some of
Hill?
the cats. You don't
Thank
need 4
you.
cats. But yeah, I just wanted to
I
address
know
those
they
comments
ain't.
because as much as I understand that mentality, I don't agree with it. And those two things can definitely coexist, by the way. Understanding
Oh, behind,
and disagreement
behind.
are not mutually exclusive.
And-
Right? We can have both, and I wish more people knew that. Okay, next we'll cover another one of Stephanie's responses to the entire situation. This one, however, is an upgrade.
Wow.
It's like the evolution, the Raichu to the previous one's
Yeah.
Pichu, because it's a video response, which means I can garnish some sweet, sweet watch time out.
Let me pause this. Bruh, what the fuck was my team doing? Literally. What the fuck were they doing? 999. Do you guys see this shit? Do you guys see this shit? $10,000 damage. I have the most damage on my team. The second most damage is my fucking Hiller. That's 0 and 7. Our tank has 1,000 damage. Wow. 10,000 healing. They have the same character and the other healer. Oh yeah. Man, these niggas suck. What the fuck?
Out of it,
I'm
baby.
sure you know there's a lot being said about me, and I think that it's time that I maybe give my story. Let people decide for themselves if they want to hear it from people who weren't there, who didn't experience it, or the person who actually went through it. I'm sorry if this video has a few cuts. I have
What'd you
really bad social
experience? You didn't
anxiety, and
experience
sometimes
anything.
Oh, piss off with your social anxiety pish, you all tosspots.
Yeah, how do you have
You've
social
been
anxiety
famous
if you're uploading
for
all those videos,
like
you
a
dumb bitch?
decade now. I don't know anyone personally who has social anxiety whose biggest goal in life is to become as social as possible. Why would somebody with such bad social
A real person
anxiety
with social
make it
anxiety
their
would
life's
delete all their
goal to
accounts
become
just like
a
me.
social media
And make
star?
another one.
Plonker. Now look, I understand that social anxiety comes in all different shapes and sizes, right? There are different types of it. When I, for example, enter a crowded room or a party or something of the like, every now and then, when I'm not feeling it quite as much as I would like to, I take a deep breath, I compose myself, I wear a smile, I enter the room, and I start chatting to people. And you gotta wear that smile because people like to talk to somebody who's smiling. No one likes to
I
get me
can't
down.
smile
And then you know
normal.
what? Within a couple seconds, that fake smile becomes a real smile because I'm having fun socializing with people and everything's fine and dandy and we all lived happily ever after. But does that deep breath I took before socializing mean that I have social anxiety? No, and I would never claim that I do. The term social anxiety has lost as much effect as the word depression nowadays because it's just so overused by people who don't actually know what they're referring to. There's a difference between being socially anxious and having social anxiety, just as much as there's a difference between being depressed and having depression. God, they're so different. I'm no therapist and I'm not claiming to be a therapist.
Yo, where's
I'm
my
sorry,
team,
you're not
bruh?
getting any sympathy from me on that front.
A lot of people have just already decided to hate me, and that's your stance.
Dude,
That's
everybody,
your
bro, I hate that everybody dies.
Otherwise.
And I'm the one on the front line fighting
My
everybody.
authentic self.
Hold up. Fuck this bitch. Bro, I hate that I'm on the front lines and everybody's literally dead somehow. Like, how the fuck did you guys die if I'm the only one in front fighting? Like,
Your authentic self. Well, ain't that just apple crumble and dancing dildos? Your authentic self is a fucking arsehole, love. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Take the understanding that Jesus died for everybody.
Okay, enough of that waffle. We're moving on. I don't care about this video. You can watch it if you want, but I mean, she's chatting shit at this point. We're 1 minute 25 into a 4-minute video, and she's already on this pitch. It's moments like these where I
she's trying to use God as like a
last video where she talks about. I think
as a fallback.
My kids grew up and
that's what women do.
Join the family channel and make videos pranking their mom.
Or no, I didn't mean to say that's what women do. I meant to say that's what people do when they are in the wrong.
I'm gonna come prank my mom and take the video in that perspective.
I did not mean to say that, guys.
And I did make a comment about that in my last video, but I really don't.
Thank you, Hiller. I love you. I love you.
Like, you guys don't understand how fucking.
I did not mean to say that about women. I meant that to say about people that are in the wrong. I don't think any women are in the wrong. Just letting you guys know. But fuck this hoe.
Have that in mind for your children from birth.
I literally, what the fuck? I literally went into big mode.
He's going to be.
This game is broken.
In my family channel wheel, they're going to grow up to be
a
child influencer that makes videos with their mother, who is also an influencer. It's so. Oh my goodness! It's weird and immoral and unethical, and I couldn't imagine having a
Should I use
like
my ult?
Is trying to pave your life out from the very start to be one of the worst things that could ever happen to a child. I have nothing but sympathy for those children who are just exploited by their parents from birth for internet fame. Even if they are in really rich families, I've never taken that as like a, ooh, well at least they have money, ever. And in this case, they're not even in a rich family, so it's double bad. Okay guys, now it's time to talk about Andrew Jenkins, because another one of his exes has come out and spoken about her experience with him. This woman's name is Courtney, her TikTok account is on screen now.
When we finally moved in, about like a month and a half in, I told him basically that I would not allow him to be in my household if he didn't work. So he went and got a job. And the job at the time paid like $18, $19 an hour. So
where the fuck is my team?
The job. Okay, so he worked all the way until my youngest son, the son that I was pregnant with, turned 1. So when my son turned 1, I went and got a job. So then he would work and I would work, and then like we would take turns watching the
Yeah, you're not jumping around,
it
you
happened
fucker.
to be one night when I came home at like 11 o'clock, 11:30 when I got off. He wasn't at the house. He was next door with the neighbor and his son and left my kids in the house.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, so he's always just been...
Oh my god, right when I use my ultimate, somebody uses their ultimate on me. Lucky bastard.
It's another thing to not even alert the mother, like, hey, by the way, I'm going to leave for like 10 minutes, but I'll be right back. Oh, could you not have just brought
That's
the kid
fucked up.
with
How
you?
do you
Like,
just
what's
leave
going on
her
here?
fucking
There's
kid?
so many alternative solutions that anybody with a functioning fucking brain can think of. Does Andrew not have a functioning fucking brain? I mean, at the very least, at least we know now that he did have a job at some point, like he is physically able to work. It almost makes it worse though that we know that he has it in him to be a good parent and just chooses not to.
So I basically went over there to the neighbor's house, walked in the back door, didn't give no fucks about knocking or anything like that. I went into the back door, I opened that door.
Alright, time to kill the shark.
You need to come get your shit.
I would have said the same thing, girl.
At this point in time, like, I'm not even about to play with you. Like, that's not okay. Why am I coming home to my front door open and my kids watching my kids? That didn't make no sense. And at the time, all my kids were
Good job.
mind you, but he portrayed to be like the perfect stepdad.
Very smart of you, Courtney. I'm glad you made that move. This is how to deal with an Andrew Jenkins 101, by the way. I really do wonder if Stephanie and Andrew argue with each other about how they parent their children, or if they're just both so trash and both so uncaring that they are trash together and don't really
Probably
argue
both
much.
trash.
Because I feel like any good parent would be in constant argument with this bloke to the point where they can't be with them anymore. To be with Andrew, you must, to an extent, be equally as shitty as him if you're both happy in that relationship. I don't think it's possible for a good person and a horrible person to be in a relationship together where they're both happy. It's either two good people or two horrible people. If it's one or the other, then there's going to be one person at least in that relationship who's depressed as fuck. And in cases like that, you should make like this woman here and tell him to leave.
I threw him a birthday party, and he went off with his homeboys. And they did X, Y, and Z. And then that's where the problems came.
So what I think she's referring to there is his drug problem, which has been spoken about by Arlita.
Oh my
previously.
gosh,
Talks
dude
about
keeps
him being
teleporting
clean
away like a
now,
little
it doesn't matter if
bitch,
he's
bro.
clean now, 'cause he's still a fucking arsehole. Later on in this video, we'll talk about him going to rehab as well, because that's like an entire saga. For now, we'll continue with Courtney's story.
With that being said, he took all his stuff and then he put it in storage. At this time, he really didn't have nowhere to go, and I felt bad, so I let him come back home. Again, he played with me again.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I am the type of human
Literally pushing him back. I
you're not
need
about to
help,
just keep playing
y'all.
with me in my face for so many times that I'm like, you know, gonna get fed up. But at the end of that, he ended up having to be on the streets. And I ended up packing up my shit and moving. This man left me in debt $17.20. He left me in debt $17.20 in rent. He never helped me pay it at all. Period. He really
Thank
didn't care.
God, I instantly died
He
over
really
there.
didn't care. He didn't care that he put me and my children and his children, his
Stupid.
child, in debt. That's Andrew for you.
Yeah, I mean, that lines up with everything
I'm
we know
literally
about him.
beating this man.
I mean, I'm so numb
Die.
to this now, to be honest with you. If I had just started researching this situation, I would think, oh my god, he's scum of the earth. I'm so shocked by how awful he is. I can't believe this. But man, after everything we've heard, he really is a minor at this point. And wouldn't you believe it, there's more to this story. It seems as though, whilst Andrew doesn't have a
How is
career
there more?
or anything that makes money, he does.
Jeez, these people
He's a
suck
professional.
in
Making
life.
the lives around him
That's
miserable.
why I don't have any
People
kids,
into
bro.
debt and
I'd be that
all
bad,
the stuff
probably,
possible.
right now.
He's very good at that.
Let's
He'd make
go,
a great
baby.
leech. He'd make a really, really great leech. If he was a Pokemon, he'd have one move and it'd be like Giga Drain or something. It'd be Giga Drain, Flail, Splash, and Leech Seed. Yes! Oh my god, those are the perfect attacks for
That's
Andrew. I
fucked
fucking
up.
smashed that.
Okay, so if you want to know why he left me owing $17.20 in rent, it's because he was smoking it up. And I ain't talking about no reefer. Other shit. And me personally, I don't like that type of shit around my kids. I don't have that type of shit around my kids.
Man, what an uptight woman. I can't believe that she's not okay with people smoking crack around her children. I mean, come on, guys. Some people
Whoa, he was smoking crack? What the fuck? I thought he was smoking weed. I was like, oh, that's weed, bro. I was gonna say like, oh, that's pretty bad. You can't really smoke that around kids. But if it, bro, crack is another fucking thing, bro. That's like that's horrible.
really just need to liven up a little bit, you know. There's more to life than responsibilities.
Her ex-boyfriend,
I mean, I know when I have children, I'll
him.
shoot up a little bit.
Bro,
of
she
heroin,
just
like,
chooses
you know,
scumbag.
every
She's
month or so
fucking
to give them a taste
stupid.
of what the real world is like. You don't want to be too strict with your children, you know what I mean? You don't want them to come
Do
out
we have
sheltered.
three
Sure, all
healers?
the parents watching this video
is
will
this-
agree with me
are-
wholeheartedly.
God?
Please don't unsubscribe.
So once I found out that
Oh,
he
no.
was doing that, that he was smoking the money up, I was pissed. So then that goes to say when I said that I ended up packing my shit and I left and moved. Yeah, I told him he couldn't come with me. It's because of that. Because Andrew wanted to do drugs. And he didn't care who he was hurting in the midst of it. He is the type of person that's like kind of weak-minded. That like if you give that nigga something, he's gonna try it.
That's crazy.
He's not the type to be like, no, I'm good.
And
like,
he has kids.
I don't do that. No. He's a fucking follower, if you ask me.
Now, it's one thing to be weak-minded or like susceptible
damn.
to peer pressure. I myself am rather susceptible
My
to
healer
peer
was
pressure.
a
only up to a
millisecond
certain
late.
point. Like, there is definitely a line
To get out this
between,
spot, I usually
don't know,
use
singing in front of people and smoking
this
crack cocaine in front of
character.
my children. Somewhere in between those things, there is a line where my susceptibility to peer pressure turns into, what the fuck is wrong with
Especially
you?
on this map.
Go away and never talk to me again. Like, before watching this video, I thought I was bad at handling peer pressure. I thought I was rather weak-minded, but I don't think it's fair to deem me weak-minded, because if I'm weak-minded, then what the fuck is he? He's probably weaker than the average UK Prime Minister. The Dan Kijabo YouTube channel does not affiliate with any political opinions.
So then I decide to go outside and look for him. Not him across the street over there with a bunch of, you know, heads.
Oh,
No.
that
At
is
this point, I'm pissed off. I'm
disgusting.
like, you could be over here smoking up the fucking rent money and shit like that, and I'm trying to work and trying to come up with this money for rent and stuff, and you over here smoking it up. So you know what I did? I snatched his ass up by his dreads.
Ooh.
Y'all, he used to have dreads. He ain't got no more. He looks like an old ass man with that lady, with that girl. Him and her look bad.
I know, they look like fucking
When he was
crackheads.
with me, we didn't. Well, none of that was even allowed.
You know what, guys? Call me crazy, but I'm getting the vibe that this wasn't the happiest, most healthy relationship in the world. I know that might be a reach, but they seem to fight a lot, and she seems to tell him to get the fuck out a lot. It's unfortunate that he always finds a way to weasel his way back into her life. Once again, the Jenkins family seem to have a history in exploiting the kindness of others for their own benefit.
When I got pregnant by Drew, we both decided that I would get, you know, a AB, because we already had 5 kids and we had a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, that's probably the most intelligent and sane response to you becoming pregnant via Andrew fucking Jenkins. So I fully support that decision. Big up, Courtney. You've done well. In hindsight, I'm sure you'll agree with me on this one, by the way, mate. That was probably one of the smartest decisions you ever made in your entire life.
And the kids had a bedroom with beds in it. My 3 oldest girls, they had a room. And then my son and his son, which his son was only 1 and my son was still a baby, we just had them in the room with us with, you know, bassinet and stuff like that. Let's see. So when I decided to get the thing,
So she
the
doesn't.
AB,
The white girl doesn't want the kids in her room.
he was like, yeah, you know,
crazy.
like we can't afford to have, you know, no more kids and stuff like that, and the baby's a baby. And I was like, yeah, I know. I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to do this. So I got the thing, I got the AB, and then, you know, he let me go by myself. He let me go to the AB clinic by myself. When I got back, I'm bleeding. And he didn't help me. He didn't help me at all. He really didn't even care. He's like, what do you want me to do?
Could he not at the very least have said something along the lines of, hey babe, I'm here for you if you need anything, but I won't bug you too much. That's what I do. I'm a big subscriber to that mindset of like, look, I'm not gonna like try to get involved too much, but just know that I'm here if you need anything. And even that's like the bare minimum. You should be helping out a lot around the house. Like, those procedures are deeply personal and incredibly painful in a lot of scenarios. They're not stress-free procedures to go through, for fuck's sake. Just show a little bit of care for your woman. You're meant to be like in a relationship, yeah? You're meant to be like parenting your children, right? Should there not be a bit of synergy? Like, you're a team at the end
Oh
of the day.
my
I don't even know
gosh, I keep getting the
pretending to be
worst
shocked anymore.
teams,
Andrew's
dude.
a fucking scumbag. We knew this. We already knew this. This is just more things to add to the list of his scumbaggery, his douchebaggery, his assholery.
You could help me around the house. You know, no, you know what he wanted to do? Play on that fucking PS5.
So do you guys remember when Stephanie was saying that Drew was anything but a deadbeat? The furthest thing away from being a deadbeat. I didn't agree with her then.
Bro,
and
what
I
game is
still
he
don't
playing on
agree with her now.
PS5?
As much as I called him a bum,
Probably
he's
playing
not
Marvel
a bum
Rivals.
anymore. He's a pack of bums. He's a fucking bouquet of bums. He's a tray of
No,
bums.
this is like 2
He's
months
a
ago.
fucking mountain of bums. Him and his PS5 can go fuck themselves. I understand that a lot of people game. Gaming's a fun stress reliever if you use it correctly. I used to play a lot of games when I was a kid, and then I used to play a lot of games when I was a kid, and then work became my entire life, and you know what, slowly it's re-entering my life, and I'm very happy about that. I've been significantly happier, as fucking nerdy as that sounds, but I prioritize making silly YouTube videos over playing games, let alone taking care of my girlfriend.
Oh my
just going through a procedure
gosh.
like that.
Yeah, he was just, I don't know, like in the beginning he cool, but in the end, it's like whatever. And then it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know. He's
I
just,
pushed the hell
Yeah,
out of that
he's just Drew.
motherfucker.
He's just Drew. Anywhere else he'd be it too.
Wow.
Is it his death? But yeah, that's what
Shitty ass team, shitty teammates, trash ass niggas,
partner, or even abusive,
garbage ass niggas,
they
bro.
tend to be cool. They tend to be really
Literally
good actors,
garbage.
like some others we were talking about earlier. And then, as the relationship develops, their true colors of being an arsehole
Garbage.
show. So yeah, for those wondering, which I'm sure
Garbage.
nobody in my audience was, by the way, so I don't even know why I'm mentioning this. So there's no criticism here.
Our
in
Hiller
terms
has
of,
as
like,
many
oh,
ki-
why'd
oh.
you get with him to begin with? That's not how relationships work, and anybody with a morsel of fucking experience knows that.
And for his second baby mama, he did her wrong with his son. With their son, he did her wrong. His second baby mama name is Desiree. He did her wrong with him. And he did all of that with his second baby mama, only to put their baby in this situation with this girl. I don't feel bad for them anymore. Like, not the couple. I feel bad for the kids, but I don't feel bad for the couple anymore. I don't support that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm in that exact same boat. To be fair, it's like, you fuck up once, you make one mistake, you make one bad choice as a parent, fine, fair enough, I can forgive you for it, because you're a parent, and you should be forgiven, because you are the foundation of what's building the future of our society. But when
Hold
you're
on, I wanna use
this,
this
like,
character.
habitually awful as a parent, and you are consistently making bad choices to a point where it seems as though you don't even care, or you are purposefully making the worst choices possible for rage bait, I don't feel sorry for you anymore. I just feel bad for the kids, because there's no redeeming qualities about you. You're just a
CPS,
bad
take
person.
them
You're very
kids.
cool. You're not somebody who is worthy of forgiveness.
You wanna
And
take people's kids? Take
virtually
them fucking
impossible
kids,
for you
bro.
to perform good deeds now to a point where you are worthy of forgiveness. You've done too much wrong.
Y'all,
Yo,
okay,
Bubba, is
y'all
that
are going
you?
on Facebook looking for Andrew Jenkins and then finding my page. Then y'all are hopping in my inbox and also commenting on the old post from when me and him were together. It literally says like 5-6 years ago. Yes, I know I came on here and I was trying to defend him in the first place, but then I retracted that because after I had went and seen him and he was acting crazy and stuff like that, that ain't the man that I used to know. He is not the man that I used to know, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. Whatever he got going on over there with that girl, that's on him and her.
Yeah, leave her alone, man. Like, she didn't ask for any of this publicity. She's just a woman who is on TikTok occasionally. She's not like Stephanie, who wants to become a social media star, who wants to run a family channel. She is not deserving of this pseudo-investigation, couch detective bullshit. So leave her alone and let her live her life. She's told her story. That should be it. Okay, now let's talk more about Andrew and his history with drugs, which has already been foreshadowed, so this is all lining up perfectly, to be honest with you. On the 15th of November 2019, Andrew Jenkins posted, "This time last year was my first day in the detox center. Today I'm home with my little man. Every day has been a battle. I fight anxiety, depression, and stress, but I refuse to step back where I was before. So that's a timeline of his rehab.
Bro,
his
where's my
journey to
fucking
be clean.
team?
And from what I hear,
I'm literally
I think he is
fighting
clean. I
this
don't think he
bitch by
does any of that
myself.
hard shit anymore. So you know what? Good on him. We'll give him that. What's not as good though is that after this he was homeless for.
Alright,
what was
like,
not the
since
first
I'm fighting
time
by
in his
myself,
life
I
or
gotta
his
use this
child's life.
character.
January 29th, 2020. Anyone have a spare room or something for me and my son can stay? I have a little bit of money. Okay, let's zip zap back to the modern day where Stephanie has responses to say.
What they definitely don't tell you about going viral is that suddenly everybody and their mother thinks your business is theirs. Y'all low-key got hands on my HIPAA information at this point because some of the stuff you be digging up, I have no idea how you can legally be obtaining any of this information, quite honestly.
So not only does that notion there basically confirm that everything being said about this family is true, because why else would she be confused at how we were legally obtaining this information? Like, you just wouldn't be talking like that if the information was false. You would say, I don't know where you're getting this
Thank
information
God.
from because it's all a bunch of shit. You wouldn't be going like, how the fuck do they know that? How are they legally getting this? Like, you basically just exposed yourself here, love. I don't know what to tell you. At least you're not lying,
Bruh.
I guess. But secondly, this crazy detective
No
CSI
fucking
shit that you
help.
think is going
Nobody's
on
even going
is
to the
actually
point.
just
We
people
got Captain
watching
America
your
going to the point.
TikToks.
One
Like,
guy.
you gave us most of this information about your ex-husband, for example, or current husband. You get the idea. See, Stephanie, this is what happens when you post multiple times a day, every day, for over half a decade. And the very nature of your content is being over-personal and oversharing very intimate details about your life that the majority of people wouldn't even dream about making public. This is your chickens coming back to roost. These are the consequences to your actions. You're gonna have to learn to deal with your fucking bad decisions you've made in the past. Unfortunately,
Yo,
there's
can I get a
cost
hill?
to being a
What's going
influencer,
on?
especially one that's this immoral. You've literally talked so much shit that you've forgotten the most important things that you've said, you weapon. Anyway, do you remember when Stephanie said that she wasn't going to explain why she took the bedroom and the kids took the living room? Well, she was lying. Here's her explaining why. This is the explanation we've all been waiting for, by the way. The amount of build-up to this this is like the fucking Avengers Endgame of the Resilient Jenkins storyline, so brace yourself for this.
See, the people that, I don't know if you're coming at it from a understanding, like non-judgmental point of view when it comes to the bedroom, or if you really just don't get the sense of it, because we wouldn't make the decision if it wasn't right for the kids. The front door is the only concern, but why would we shut them in the smaller space?
Why would we shut them in the smaller space, she says. I can't believe that you are actually arguing that it's some sort of selfless, merciful act for you to take the comfy king-size bed whilst your kids sleep on the floor. Oh yes, Stephanie! Thank you so much! You're such a great parent, you're so merciful! I wish my mum let me sleep on the floor. Even if you want your kids to have the bigger space, could you not at least give them a proper fucking mattress? I couldn't imagine sleeping on the floor where all the
No
cooking, living,
fucking
cleaning,
hills,
and cat
dude.
caring
Come on,
is
come on,
done.
come
It's
on,
fucking
come on.
grim. I've gone without a bed for many nights in my life for various reasons, right? And not only do random parts of your body that you didn't even know you had ache randomly and sharply at random points.
I
in
literally
the
hit him
following
again, but
days
okay.
Where you sleep badly, but you're also not getting proper sleep. Like, the amount of deep sleep you'll get on the hard, cold, wooden floor is a lot less than the amount of deep sleep you'll get on, you know, the bed. And deep sleep, as we all know, is like the most valuable type of sleep. So these kids, as much as they might be getting 8 hours a night, which I heavily doubt, but even if they are getting, you know, although for kids it's even more than 8 hours you need, but even if they are getting the exact recommended amount of sleep, they're not getting proper good sleep, so they're probably going to be...
I'm so confused. Is it me? It might be just me that's just shitty right now, cause, or no, there's a guy going 1 and 8. I am literally up there smacking everything I see around. I'm not getting like any sort of hills fast enough. I wish I can scream into the mic. Oh. Lock in. Like, lock in for real. What the fuck is going on? Lock in. Alright, here we go back to the video.
be tired way more than a regular kid. And they're gonna become tired way quicker than a regular kid when they wake up in the morning as well. To top it all off, the family don't even know how to use a dishwasher. However, I will say I have never owned a dishwasher before. I did man a dishwasher when I worked in a restaurant. It was not like a gourmet restaurant. It was a Weatherspoons, for those who know. My UK audience will know, the Americans won't. But I manned a dishwasher in Weatherspoons, but that was like a big industry fucking insane dishwasher, not a standard domestic one. So I don't know how they work.
No healing?
Dishwasher. They're quite an American
Lock
thing.
in, bro. If you want me to
Really
fucking
upper-class
kill
families in
people,
the
bro.
UK have dishwashers in their homes. So yeah, I don't know about dishwashers. I'll let this TikToker explain why she's using it wrong.
She put dish soap in a dishwasher. You cannot use dish soap in a dishwasher. It will produce way too many bubbles. It will foam. It will ruin your dishwasher. It's going to flood your kitchen.
Yeah,
the space that your
I've done
kids
that
sleep
before.
Thank you, Crunchy Cleaning by Kathy. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
I've flooded the
That's why
kitchen
I
before.
essentially stole your TikTok and put it in my video. On a real go
We don't have a
shout out to
dishwasher,
some
but
places
at my
If they
dad's
wanted
old
to,
apartment,
they would. So
when I
let me
used to
tell
live
you
with my
how the
dad,
Brazilian
but he's in
Jenkins
prison
could
now.
have done their house but chose not to. Last year I went through a divorce and I had to downsize from my 4-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom house and became a single mom. This was the first day I took the kids to go and see the condo that I was able to afford with my new job because I was a stay-at-home mom. This is the first night the boys were in their room, second night when the baby got his bed, and this was my room for a month after moving.
I've been loving seeing TikToks like these and hearing the points of view of a lot of single mothers for this situation, because for me, they have a special type of credibility when it comes to talking about stuff like this. For me personally, I think single parents are some of the most admirable people on the planet. When I was younger, I was surrounded by people like this in the area, the estate that I grew up in, and fuck me, they really are some of the strongest people you'll ever come across. And the most impressive part to me is that
you don't
despite
even want to hear my life story.
that they're
Let me
going
shut the
through
fuck
and
up.
you know, hard done by they were by the people around them and just the world in general, they always somehow have a smile on their face, and I genuinely think that's like the most admirable thing ever. It's a quality that I can only wish to have. Big up to all the single mothers watching this video. I'm not sure if there'll be many of you, but big up to all of you. I hope you have a lovely day. And you know what? I think we should end the video on that note, because we usually end in a dark place, but that's a nice positive note with a fun smile.
Oh my god, I got double ulted, dude.
Awful. Once again, thank you
Thank
very
God
much to
we won
my
that
patrons who
one.
will be scrolling past
I was
me
gonna
as
get
we
pissed.
speak. And whilst they scroll past me, I want to talk more about the 100k that you guys have so graciously gifted me. I've been making YouTube videos for as long as I can remember. A lot of...
Shout out to him for hitting 100k. I think he's at like 150. But I guess we'll just finish this game. We're just gonna finish this game. And then no, that's it. I can turn on some music for y'all if you want to hear it. And put it like right here. Please team, please team, please team. Oh, come on. Bitch, fight me. Yeah, run away, you raccoon. Run the fuck away. You are dead meat. You are dead meat, buddy. You are dead meat. You are dead fucking meat. Bro, I'm literally hitting you! Heal me! The fuck? If somebody's literally jumping on you and hitting you over and over again, you heal them, motherfucker. The fuck are you doing, dumbass? Up there. Take this dumbass out. There he is. Let's go. W fucking gameplay. At least we ended it with a win. Thank God. I went like fucking negative probably. Nope. Nope. We did good. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want more reaction videos with this format, with me gaming right here, I will fucking do it. I'll do it. I'm bored. Alright, see you guys. I'm sorry this video is an hour. See you guys.